What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my podcast on why teenagers should not be allowed out of the house. Today I cooked up a good one for you, a 5-star meal, if you will. This story doesn't take us back too far. It takes me back to my sophomore year. Yes, right when my voice dropped and my face turned into a pizza. If you guys remember how that is, drop a like, please. Without further ado, let's get into it. So when you're a teenager in a hometown where nothing is going on, you gotta be creative when you come up with stuff to do. And in high school, the one thing we all liked doing was First Friday. First Friday was the thing that was going on every first Friday of the month, as it entails. Everyone around town gathers downtown, and we just do a big kind of celebration. All the local companies and restaurants get together, give out gift cards or something. Just something to get everyone interested in coming downtown, because there's nothing really good downtown anyways. So, me and the boys decided this Friday we were going downtown. So the day of, we decide, all right, let's go downtown for the night. Me and my two boys, Steven and Mark. Now, me and Steven are pretty level-headed. We didn't do anything crazy, but Mark, well, he liked getting us in trouble. And as the good friends that we are, we had to, stick around and make sure he didn't get himself in trouble. Steven and I were always the ones who had to actually talk our way out of trouble. The trouble that Mark would actually get us into. So that night when we headed downtown, we just strolled around for a bit. Nothing crazy, not getting into too much trouble. But as you and the boys do, you get hungry. After looking at all the cool cars, talking to all the people, you get a little peckish for some pizza. So we walk up to the local pizzeria place that everybody loves, that's owned by those really Italians that I feel like play it up to sell more pizza, but I digress. We were there with a group of people just kind of chilling, waiting in line because it was super long because everyone loved this pizza place for some reason. It's pretty good pizza. I still go there to this day, but whatever. And while we're all chilling, I kind of noticed we were missing someone. I was doing my head count, and I noticed Mark had somehow slipped away. And on its own, that's not the craziest thing. He said he had to go to the bathroom, but what I did notice is how everyone in the restaurant was looking at the bathroom door. Now, everyone looking at the bathroom door, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't want to watch someone walk out of there after they took the dump of their life. But the fact that I knew Mark was in there kind of tipped me off. And what tipped me off even more is when all the workers in the back started to look irritated. And I couldn't hear it yet, but then I started to hear the loudest screeching and yelling I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, I know Mark wasn't in there fighting for his life with a turd, but I seen workers start rushing up to the door and slamming on it because they were disturbing customers, and I understand 100%. If I was working there, I would not want to listen to that while I'm trying to make a pizza. So they're over there slamming on the door, and finally Mark comes out, and Mark, being the dumb self that he is trying to play dumb. You know that look people give you when they are clearly caught, but they're trying to play it off? That's the face he's making. The workers are asking him if it was him or if it was someone in another bathroom, and he was like, I don't know. Given that stupid look, and even though I couldn't hear the conversation, I could read the lips and him trying to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So the workers kindly ask him to leave, and we pretend like we don't know. He walks by, and he kind of gave one of us a look, but we were like, we don't know what you're talking about. We weren't going down for this. We wanted our pizza. So I got in there, got us a pie, took it outside, and we all ate together. But we realized everyone was kind of leaving, so me, Mark, and Steven decided to go for a walk towards Mark's house. Now, Mark actually doesn't live too far from downtown, so we were able to just kind of walk to his house whenever we needed to. So we started making our walk, kind of eating the pizza as we go, and the pizza just starts to get stale. The crust is just hard as a rock. And as we're talking about how hard this crust is, Mark looks at us, grabs one of the pieces of crust, and is like, wouldn't it be funny if someone threw this at a car? Now, we all kind of just awkwardly chuckle. Me and Steven are like, yeah, that'd be kind of funny. And Mark's just kind of giving us this weird look. And we didn't see this, but he kind of stashes one of the pieces of crust. Now, downtown, there's this area that's like a park, and it's got one of those recreational buildings that you could rent out for parties or whatever. And then there's an art museum right next to it. So as we're walking by the park, we're just kind of chit-chatting. We still got the pizza box in our hand, and Mark still has that pizza crust. And not many cars were on the road. There had been a couple that had passed, but then this blue SUV comes down the road. And they're not doing anything abnormal or anything. They are just driving. And as they come up to us, all I hear is Mark go, "Watch this." I kind of half turn around to see him chuck this pizza crust at that car coming flying by. And this, my friends, is where the story gets interesting. It felt honestly, that pizza crust was just kind of flying in slow motion as I just watch it slam into this person's windshield. And it didn't break anything, or at least I don't think it did. There's no shattering, but all we hear is thunk and stop. and my heart dropped. We all freeze, and this car stops. And dude, all I did was just look at Steven, look at Mark. We drop the pizza box, and we start booking it. Now, I hope no one signs me up to like run from like a dinosaur or something, because my dumb self decides, all right, there's a bunch of bushes right in front of me. I'm gonna hide behind a bush. Now, Steven had the right idea. He just took off, man. He was running. He actually ran into the park, and he made it past the park into the building where they do like events, and we didn't even see him. I jump behind the bush, and so does Mark. And Mark, I look over to him, and bro is just staring at me like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What do we do? And I didn't know what to do. I've never been in this situation before. So we're kind of sitting back there, kind of trying to think of a plan. We don't know what to do. This car comes barreling around the corner, rushes in to the parking lot, and of course, the bush that we're behind is right in front of a parking spot. The car rolls into the parking spot, flashes its brights, and all you see is me and Mark sitting behind this bush, and Mark is staring at the car and is just throwing leaves up right next to him. And I'm looking at him like, what are you doing?
Like, you know when a kid's playing in a sandbox? That's what he looked like right now. Just tossing sand up in the air and just staring at the car with, like, this dumb look on his face.
We hear the window get rolled down, and we just hear someone yelling. So me and Mark get up and start booking it through the park. We're trying to find Steven, but we weren't even thinking about that. We were just going. So we just book it. We could hear them yelling into the wind from that car, but we weren't even listening. We were just running through this park, jumping over stuff. I tripped a couple times, but I just kept going. When we got to the building, we were looking for Steven, and we couldn't find him for a second, and then we heard him whispering our names. He's hiding behind, like, a bathroom wall. Like, you couldn't go into the bathrooms because they were locked up for the night, but, like, you could hide behind, like, the alcove. So we were hidden for a little bit. And we're just sitting there trying to come up with a plan. And we hear this car roaring down the street. Like, it was some SUV, but dude, I think in the intense moment, we thought that it was the loudest car on the road. So without many options, we had to try to make our way to Mark's house. Now, to get down the road to Mark's house, we had to pass the art museum and a restaurant, which meant we had to go through two fully open wide parking lots where this car is actively chasing us. And we can hear it revving, running around through the art museum parking lot, and we're just kind of like, what do we do? So we just make a break for it. It wasn't the smartest decision we've ever made, but, you know, we just had to do it. So we're booking it. We split up, so that way, if they only caught one of us, only one of us would get in trouble. But luckily, they were too dumb to actually catch us. At one point, I did see them chasing Steven for a little bit, and Steven just weaved behind a tree, and they kind of lost him, because, you know, car can't really follow him. And we just hear some dude in the car, and he is just yelling at us, what do you think you're doing? Like, what the hell? And so finally we make it to this restaurant. It's some like steakhouse that everyone in town knows about, and we're just sitting there on the patio of it trying to figure out an idea. In retrospect, I kind of felt bad because there was this like old nice couple just trying to eat their steak, and we're just sitting there like freaking out. Some middle-aged man in a Karen vehicle is chasing us around, and we don't know what to do. So finally, I come up with this brilliant idea of switching around our clothes. You see, two of us were wearing hoodies, and one of us wasn't. So I thought, okay, what if one of us is wearing a hoodie, and the other two are wearing t-shirts? I'm telling you, I wasn't that smart as a kid. I mean, I'm still not that smart now, but, you know, So that's exactly what we do. We swapped around our clothes and just shoved it all into this bag that we got from one of the booths. And we just made our way down the street. Now, we could hear this guy kind of running around the parking lot still. And he was over in another parking lot that we weren't in. Just, like, revving around, screaming. I think he actually tried pulling over another group of people, but they weren't us. So we slowly make our way down the street. And I think we're in the clear. We make it to Mark's house. We're, like, freaking out. And I still, to this day, don't know how we actually made it out of that without getting in so much trouble. Like, the guy literally saw me and Mark sitting behind that freaking bush. He probably took pictures. I don't know how we never got, like, a call from the police or the school, but, you know, maybe he chilled out and didn't tell anybody. So, that's how we were chased. Chased through downtown. I have actually a couple more stories about me and Steven and Mark. We got into quite a bit of mischief, mainly because of Mark, but, you know, me and Steven did our stupid stuff too, and we had to get out of a lot of it. So if you guys want to hear more stories about that, let me know. I love doing these styles of videos, so if you guys enjoy them as well, hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I will see you guys in another one. Peace!